Right there, guys. Let's get right into it. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, kings and queens, and everything in between. Damas y caballeros. Welcome. Welcome to the Sidewayz show with your host, Juan Daniel Avila. I hope you guys are having a great weekend, not just week. Let me double check here that I'm recording because earlier I wasn't recording. So we want to make sure that's actually working, right? I'm recording. We're live in stereo. So welcome again, guys. Want to get right into it. Liga MX, Guardianes 2020. Great surprises, right? If you guys have been watching and been up there watching the Chivas León. Sadly, we lost. That's why I'm here. I was going to come up here regardless, but I wanted to just give my face off and, tell you guys what my thoughts were on that. And, sadly, Chivas got eliminated. I did mention that if they didn't come out playing just how they came out and played against America, they were not going to win this game. And surely enough, it didn't happen. Chivas got exposed on every side of the field. We did have some attacks, but it wasn't enough to get Chivas the pass to this final. And León was a better team. They played it tactically. They weren't in a rush since they had a goal. Obviously, Campbell, again, the former Arsenal man, I think he's looking to go back at this point. He's had an amazing last couple of games in these playoffs, and he's the one that exposed Chivas again. And but mostly it was Chivas' defense overall, as we see Pocho Ponce on the left side gets beaten again, is unaware of what's going on in the game. They send a through ball right to, I think is Navarro on the right side, crosses it in, and this time to Campbell, and he finished off nicely to put them up a lead. Like I said, Chivas didn't respond well. They lose, and León go on to the final with Pumas, which was a good game. But before that, we didn't know who it was going to be. I really thought it was going to be Cruz Azul if we were watching the game. 4-0 in El Azteca. And then, that could pretty much sign off the game. But, with soccer being the sport that it is now, as we've seen it with Barca and PSG a couple years ago, Pumas comes at them in their home in an Universitario and turns it around, 3 goals in the first half. And then, they score that last minute goal, or pretty much 89th minute for them to pass 4-4 in aggregate because of the table regulations. Pumas passes, and now we have the León Pumas final, which we will talk about the game from Wednesday. But, man, is Cruz Azul cursed? We've seen this time and time again ever since I feel like they were close against America, and then Moy Munoz scores that goal in the 90th minute too, I believe. So I don't think Cruz Azul has had terrible luck, and I feel bad for them. I used to like Cruz Azul because my first team I ever played for, our club was affiliated with the Cruz Azul branch. I don't know how close of the ties they were, but we were affiliated with them. And I didn't know this till years after I finished playing, but it was my first ever team, which we will go into that talk on another day. But let's go right into it. Cruz Azul loses. There's already multiple publications in Mexico talking about Cruz Azul León, and things change. I was just reading one on Pumas, pretty much saying that they were preparing themselves for that week. But we go on to this final. We have a good final, León Pumas. I know I have a lot of Pumas fans. I don't think I've seen. I know a lot of people that go for León. I think it's like 1 or 2. But, I mean, it's been a pretty good game back and forth. So today, Sunday, December 13th, I will be uploading this before the game because obviously I need to give my predictions and everything that's going on. But let me pull up the highlights as we see here. León I think they're pretty experienced in ligas because they have a couple players that won the championship in I believe it was 2015 and 14. Don't quote me on that, but they're there, they're experienced. But Pumas has had the legacy of winning finals like these. They typically when they go to finals, it's kind of rare when they lose. So um, anything could happen. Like I said, we all know that the beautiful game, and so now we have to see what happens in today's matchup. But I'm going towards Pumas because they looked a little strong. And then besides the fact that one of their main Leon's center backs got a red card, uh, the ex Atlas player, it's going to be hard for him to get replaced. But let's go on to the game. As we see here, minute 71, Pumas gets ahead 1-0 as we saw uh, Charlie Carlos Charlie Gutierrez sends a cross to Carlos Gonzalez, minute 72, to make it 1-0. Gets a nice cross off. They steal the ball kind of in midfield. I believe the left back messes up. The six, I forgot his name. He's great. He's the one that scored the last goal. I believe it's Gonzalez as well. The last goal against Cruz Azul. But he wins the ball. He gives it to Charlie Gutierrez. Charlie Gutierrez has enough time and space to send that cross. And Pumas' Carlos Gonzalez has a strong force, aerial dominance over the center backs there, and wins that ball to put a good header in and switches it on Cota. Nothing he could do about it. He blames it on the center backs, obviously, because the guys are 6'2", and how did they not get that ball? Poor defending by Leon there, but they react right after that goal. But overall, as we saw, it was a back and forth game. Pumas could even have called it off during the red card, actually. But they got a couple shots on goal. But then we see minute 88, El Avión Ramirez. Leon, what I've noticed, has been playing from the flanks. They send long balls or catch the right back or the left back slipping, and that's when they attack. And another ex-Chivas player, Avión Ramirez, dribbles in, takes it with his preferred foot on the right side, crosses it to Emmanuel Gigilote, and he connects well off. He catches Pumas's defense off guard, and is a smart move behind the defender. Scores a barely tapped in slide tackle. He was there. He was alert and ready. He saw this move from miles out, I believe so, as they practice day in, day out. But Leon, Pumas 1-1 in Leon's house, and now they're going to finish off in El Olímpico in Pumas' house. So it's going to be pretty dramatic finish of this series. And I want to say we're going to get a lot of action, but you never know. They could tactically switch up the game. Leon having that red card will have to think of something else to do on this Pumas attack. But regardless, it should be a good game. I say Pumas takes it by a goal, no more than 2. And if Leon wins, it's going to be a good 3-0. I think when they score, they score a lot, or, they dominate. So let's see what Campbell could do to pick up his team. But Pumas has an overall, both, they're really collective teams that came here to the final for this year. So they're going to show up. Big players show up on these finals, as we all know it. And so let's get ready to see this final. I will also have an analysis on that next week. But going right into the agenda, basically, some of you are here for the updates. I've been tweeting a lot. Not a lot, actually, but I've been tweeting about specifics. My series, Locals Doing Local Things, is coming up next week already. So be tuned, be ready for that. I already have, it's going to be mostly friends. I'm like I said, usually on the first podcast, it's going to be a platform to people to tell their story and how, their struggles and what they've done has put them to their place. Some are businessmen, businesswomen, some already professionals in their field and artists. So I'm trying to get those artists out. You guys are going to be excited for those locals here in Napa, because I've been people from a couple states have already heard this podcast. Some are friends, some are not, and that's cool. That's good news. Um, I know that you guys helped me out on my birthday. I actually mentioned that I wanted to get at least 26 likes, comments, or retweets, and it did happen. So I'm very happy that happened. Um, I know it's not always going to get those numbers, but I think it will elevate as I will be constant a little bit um, more regularly on these podcasts. And follow me on Twitter. I know I haven't mentioned that as much. I will put them on the link for SoundCloud, but on Twitter and Instagram is where I'm putting up the updates. I finished my finals this Thursday, so that just means more interactions and more content to come. I'm finally going to be done. I'm going to be able to breathe and relax, and a lot of good things coming up. I have a surprise for you guys. I know I mentioned I will be DJing before every podcast, and I'm ordering some stuff, some equipment that you guys will like. So stay tuned. I hope you guys have a great weekend, whatever lasts of today, actually. And this year's ending. The vaccine's out, right? So that's great news. I'll probably be talking about that. I still need like some type of expert on that to talk about, but I'm sure everyone would love to hear stories on that. Um, it's going to be exclusive to all of those that don't have a lot of information on that vaccine. But that's good news. First responders are getting it, I believe. So that's what I known. And obviously, I think if there's going to be face-to-face courses back at SDC or anywhere in the UC systems or in school in general, they're going to force us to pretty much get the vaccine before we go in, which is a good idea. But we will know 2 months into the vaccine being spread out to see how it works out. So let's have faith and be on the lookout for that information. And like I said, please follow, like, share. If you guys have feedback, if you guys have some criticism, I'm open for that. If you guys want to come up on the podcast, I've been talking to a lot of people. Like I said, the agenda is pretty full for this month. But if you would want to, talk or anything, DM me on Twitter and Instagram, or even here on SoundCloud if you're listening on SoundCloud, and we'll go from there. So no outro music, but I want you guys to, take care, and please stay safe out there. We want to stop this COVID, and this year is on its way out. So let's finish off strong, guys. Have a good day, and stay positive. See you guys later. Catch this on YouTube too. Sorry I didn't upload the last one. Things went wrong, but this one will be on there because I got this fade. I'm gonna put on some of my barbers on there. One of them already knows that this is going up there, and he's ready to talk as soon as I have his podcast set up. So that's another talk. But stay tuned, guys, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.